Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a very special live stream presentation of Shoot the Shit Saturday right here on Oddities and Entrails. And I, of course, am the one, the only...
Now?
What?
Shoot the what now? What are you talking about? What is this nonsense?
Shoot the Shit Saturday, or should we say Spook the Shit Saturday?
That is such vulgar language. Why are we saying that word here on this publicly broadcasted channel?
Why are
it also sounds unsanitary.
Why are you like doing like a hick accent or something?
Because I want
Hillbilly.
Hillbilly, because you know what? I want to bring some decency here to this.
Okay, bring it.
And spouting out such vulgarity is just incorrect and improper.
Okay, shoot the poopy Saturday. How's that?
Shoot the dung.
Shoot the gun?
Caca.
Dung.
Gun, like dung,
Dung.
like that.
Or dung. Dung. Okay. Welcome to Shoot the Dung Saturday, because apparently, the freaking Standards and Practices has paid a visit to Odds and Ends Gaming.
That's right.
About time. No, I'm just kidding.
We will not be censored. Anyway, I'm Espionage DB7, and the Standards and Practices guy you just heard is, of course, the God of War, the God of Thunder, the God of War Thunder ringleader. And the female voice you heard is the one and only hostess with the mostest, Valkyrie Grinder.
It's me.
And today, like I said, we're coming to you live, mainly because we couldn't coordinate beforehand to come to you sooner. But we thought this would be a good chance to just interact with the audience if, any show up. So,
and now on today's episode, I'm ringleader here is about to take over the segment real quick. Things that I hate.
We're going to do it.
I'm going to fucking say it right now.
Okay.
Fuck Facebook. Fuck Instagram. Fuck Twitter. Fuck Instagram.
Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and on Twitter.
I don't give a shit.
And on Instagram.
I don't give a shit that your nana is posting images and you're just there to watch them and keep up with times. I don't give a fuck. That social media as a whole is a cancer upon society. It is purposely profiting off, should I say, division in various countries, especially on political and other things like that. It makes money off of it. The whole point of social media at this point is to make money off fucking misery. And with the whole thing that was announced the other day, I was glad that Facebook and its associated websites went down. Like, I was fucking happy.
It honestly looks like...
There was not a single fucking thing to worry about during that time. It was no shit. And for those who are saying, I need my shot of dopamine just so I can get my Facebook on, fuck off. You're part of the problem.
So,
all right.
So I want to chime in on that. I don't disagree with you at all. As a matter of fact, I'd say I agree. I think social media as a whole is toxic. For some, it's just a method of communication, and that's fine. But to the extent that people have taken it to the point that it's permeated every part of living life is absurd. I personally have never been big into social media at all. I would post sparingly. But, I mean, oh my god, I have cousins and family members that post shit constantly. And my phone notifies me of it. And it's like, I click on it and it's just dumb shit that I don't care about. But, of course, not everybody feels the same. But yeah, being addicted to it to the point that, oh my god, I need my Facebook or my social media fixed, that's fucking lunacy. I remember the most thing that I got addicted to was back in the day when I was into World of Warcraft. And I would say, addicted to it. I spent a lot of time in World of Warcraft. But the servers would go down. There was time that there was maintenance and they'd have outages. And I never went fucking crazy. I would play something else or watch TV or something. But these people, it's like, man, I don't know what Billy's doing. I can't see the memes that he's posting. Jesus Christ, what am I going to do?
You know what? You used to remind me of something. Because I was in college at the time.
Uh-huh.
I remember going to lunch, and you got your kids, doing the stuff, whatever, right? And I was always remember every fucking day where you have a certain group of kids who fucking ran to the school library, like full speed down the fucking hallways, just so they could spend 5 fucking minutes on MySpace. The trend was already there from the get-go.
Yeah, MySpace started it.
And the system just leeches off you because it depends on you being hooked. We got the whole situation where there is literally profits off of extreme rhetoric from both sides. We see all sorts of shit where there's also confirmation that teens and children have image issues because of these websites, and the websites in question, specifically Facebook in this case, are okay with that. Like, they profit off it. That's their intention. That shit is sickening. And honestly, I am perfectly okay with social media just dying off as a whole. At this point, it serves no other function except to make money. Everybody else is just slave to the system. That's all I got. That's it.
I agree. In closing, screw social media. On that anyway. But Val.
Yes.
I got a question for you.
Is it about things I hate?
Did you want to do things you hate as well?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Okay.
But I think it bounces off of what you possibly have to say.
Maybe not. I was actually going to ask you a question.
Okay, ask me a question.
We can circle back to your hate, your hatefulness, your hatefulness.
Wow,
you remember?
You make it seem like I'm a hateful person.
Yeah,
in reality, I'm not. But there's things.
Isn't that exactly
what you here, you hateful cunt?
Wow.
Okay.
Unleash your hate. Let it flow through you. Let it fill your energy. Project yourself across the internet. Push yourself out there and become that which you hate.
Anyway, if I may, Val, my question for you. Give me your 4 favorite movie slashers, killers, or entities. They're 4 favorite. What I mean by that is things like, Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, Annabelle the doll, Pazuzu from The Exorcist, La Llorona, whatever. Give me your 4 favorite. It doesn't have to be one of each or anything. Just your 4 favorite entities from movies. List them for me.
Michael Hellraiser, Freddy Krueger, and Chucky.
That's 3.
I'm not much of a Michael Hellraiser, Freddy Krueger, and Chucky.
Oh,
That's
okay.
4.
I missed one. I missed one. I'm sorry.
It's like, wait a minute. I know I'm bad at math.
No, I'm sorry. I missed one. I didn't hear it. I apologize. All right. So, taking those 4, let's say they were to team up and go against the Ghostbusters. Would the Ghostbusters have a chance?
Probably not.
You don't think?
Not with Michael, at least.
Really? Why not? Because he can't be killed?
Yeah, that, and he's not a spirit. On top of Hellraiser, I could just see him with his chains and his ability to rip skin off and whatnot with those chains.
You know the Ghostbusters have actually fought and actually beaten Satan and Cthulhu?
I still say no.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Chucky, they just fucking blast him with the little the thing.
They just exercise Chucky and then just take out the soul from him and stuff like that. Yeah, that Chucky's easy. Freddy Krueger.
The proton packs actually do physical damage. They don't work just against ghosts. On ghosts, they work like a lasso. They can actually, as a matter of fact, on ghosts, they're less devastating because they rope the entity and pull it towards the ghost trap. But as we've seen in countless stuff, if they shoot at physical stuff, it works like a laser, burning through stuff. So Michael Myers,
nuclear power for you.
What's that? Yeah, nuclear power. So Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger, they're physical beings. So just fucking chop them up with 4 proton packs. I don't really think they're gonna stand a chance. Chucky, same thing. He's fucking wood. He's kindling. He's fucking kindling. They'll just burn him up. But Hellraiser, he's a demon.
Hellraiser, Freddy, and Michael. I'm still solidly saying no.
How would it go down? I honestly don't see it. I don't see how they can beat the Ghostbusters because, like I said, they're physical entities. Well, Freddy's a dream creature entity.
And they have to sleep unless they find a way of bringing him out to where he's able to...
Dude, they got Egon. You can't tell Egon wouldn't come up with some kind of fucking
I mean, Ethan also had moments where he was also like, I don't know. So that's not 100% guarantee.
Yeah.
And then again, Jason. Like, I'm not a big Jason fan.
Jason.
Like, I'll still watch. I know, but I'm just saying if we're talking about the indestructible beings, which would be Freddy, Michael, and Jason, because Freddy ends up coming back either way. They do show him being quote unquote defeated, but he still comes back. Jason and Michael are the top tier. Like, yeah, you could chop them up into little pieces, and next thing you know, like, shit, how the fuck did you come back?
I'll tell you what'll
seriously, how is this possible that you came back?
I'll tell you what'll happen. Fucking Freddy Krueger will drag the Ghostbusters into the Dead by Daylight universe. Make them the 4 survivors. Dude, why haven't they done that? Why haven't they done that? The 4 survivors in the 4.
Well, you have to understand there is legal. Yeah, you have to have the rights if the rights allow it. You know, because they have you've seen it. They have Michael of Dead by Daylight. They have Freddy. They don't have Jason, which everybody wants because of legal issues, which should hopefully, if I'm not mistaken, should be settled. Don't quote on me. Like, they're working on getting the rights back from Jason.
Yeah, I've heard
Michael,
about that.
Freddy. Yeah, and then they recently put in Hellraiser.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
So,
man, I've only seen the first Hellraiser. I haven't seen all of them, but that fucking scene in the beginning where he unlocks the puzzle box and the fucking hooks come out and fucking hook into his skin. Oh man, that scene always made me cringe.
Yeah, and no matter how cheesy it looks, like, to this day, that's one thing that still, I agree with you, makes me cringe. Like, because you can imagine, like, that's one thing I can appreciate about older
practical
movies.
effects.
Like, it's just the fact that they made it made it feel realistic, even though it didn't look realistic, because they were making with what they had. Not a lot of CGI effects.
Yeah.
There was, but it's not like, it seems like in every movie today there's some form of CGI, or there's overly abundance of CGI compared to what previous movies were, where they actually have to build these.
One of the reasons I loved both Joker and 1917 actually used practical effects in those movies. You know, Joker, and I don't know if there was any CGI in the Joker, and I think there was very little in 1917. They actually used real, like, you know, movie prop explosions.
And look at the thing. The thing. The 1971.
Oh, dude, that's the best practical effects. That shit looks so fucking real. When he's doing the CPR and his hands with a defibrillator go into the chest and get chopped off, man, that shit is so fucking cool. Like, just,
I don't know what movie.
The Thing. The original 1980s.
The one with, I'm thinking about, like, with Kurt Russell.
Where's this Joker thing?
No, I brought up the Joker because the Joker has practical effects. She was talking about how some movies just overdo it with the CGI. The Joker didn't really have any CGI, did it?
Let's find out.
The new Joker movie that came out recently, the one with Joaquin Phoenix. You know, so that's what I'm talking about. And the 1917 as well. I don't think that had many special.
There was CGI in Joker.
Had to be minimal, right? Couldn't have been too much.
No, there was a decent amount for certain shots.
It didn't look it, so kudos to them.
Now, the thing is, before you start going on a rant about how CGI ruins things,
I didn't say it ruined.
I never said it ruined. I just said it
before you do.
Okay. Nobody said that. I don't think we're intending on saying that.
S has been a frequent enough criticism of CGI in new movies and how it look, a certain way.
Well, S has standards. Like, he expects things, and like, he has his own views and opinions, like you do and I do.
That's right.
We may not agree with what he says, or maybe we have different views on what he says, but he's entitled to have those views and opinions.
Let me make my point real quick. Every film has CGI to some extent nowadays, and that's perfectly okay, because CGI can cover up mistakes or issues during filming, or even certain designs that cannot be done with practical effects, and more frequently, that is the case. CGI does help with a lot of, especially horror films, all the scary movies, because a lot of the things that happen cannot be done with practical effects without being overly cheesy, and a lot of people or a lot of filmmakers are trying to avoid that. Have the vision that they have created, have thought. Now I will say that Star Wars, the prequel series, did have its own, even though it was loaded full of CGI, it actually had a ton of practical effects too. So that was into effect. Movies like, say, Blade Runner, the most recent one, impossible to do without. I will say. Ghost in the Shell, even a bunch of war films themselves, because, I mean, where do you find, a bunch of Flower class destroyers or, multiple copies of Tiders when there's only one working one in the world and stuff like that? It's CGI has its place, and that's.
Did you know that scene in Return of the Jedi where Vader is walking to meet Palpatine, and they cut to like an aerial shot of all of the stormtroopers standing there, in formation? Did you know that that's a painting?
Yes.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
So
it's even recent films have done that. The Matrix. Matrix Reloaded had it was Reloaded, where they were in the key maker. And they're in the hallway where they're trying to get to the architect. And in that hallway, you can see it's quite obvious that hallway is actually just a few short doors, and there's a painting ring.
I did not know that.
That is an optical effect, and it's used very frequently.
That's cool. When I found out about that from Return of the Jedi, it blew my mind, and I saw it like on Reddit. I saw the behind the scenes, and I saw it like deconstruct, and I was like, holy crap! My mind cannot process how they did that. It looks so fucking real and so cool. But again, practical effects.
It has its place. CGI also has its place.
I agree.
And X-Wings don't exist. Most things that are beyond the realm of what we have right now simply just don't exist.
Well, the good thing is that CGI is just about at the point where, if it's good CGI, where it can't really be perceived by the naked eye. It's kind of gotten to that point where it's looking very, very realistic. It's not quite there yet. There's still a few parts that look rubberized. Like fucking they have that uncanny valley. Feel to it, but it's getting there. I'd say within the next 5 years.
I will say that since we're going to the uncanny portion, that okay. So for those who don't know, Moff Tarkin, Star Wars was played by Peter Cushing. Okay.
Yes, I remember they put the CGI him.
Yeah, and because he passed away.
Yeah.
Gone. And when I saw it, I could see a little bit of the uncanny, but I also saw how well it was done.
They did their best.
And yes, it was a very good, portrayal. Leia was a little weird, sure, but I'll roll with that. The Luke one required minor touch-ups, and it been perfect.
Joel 56.
But I also want to touch about CGI in a film that I just watched.
Are we talking about the Uncanny Valley?
And this leads to our segue of Green watched the movie.
So Joe asks if we're talking about the Uncanny Valley, and we started talking about the thing.
I was segueing, sir.
I'm just bringing him up to speed.
I can wait on that. He can wait. I'm on topic here.
All right, go.
I recently watched Black Widow.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna dive into that because, as anyone may be aware, Black Widow was made during the height of COVID pandemic, right? Also, okay. So there's most of the movie was very fucking good. Okay. Red Guardian was amazing. Yelena stole the fucking show. Okay, Yelena is my favorite female character in the Marvel universe right now. So fucking smart assy. Fucking. Red Guardian. Whole nother business. He's just fucking hilarious like that. It's like dumb
Joel 56
humor, and it works in the context of the story. But the one criticism I had about the film was certain CGI shots. Okay, now At the end of the film,
Espionage DB7
I'm
said,
pretty sure it's
LOL.
beyond the spoiler point at this point. We've been up for several months. There's an action shot at the end where she's basically jumping through the sky. I should say, from one level red room to the next level. It's in the sky. It's a flying portrait.
Yeah, I've seen the scene.
And it's starting to go down. It's crashing, whatever. And the way that she was animated, it had that rubbery feel to it, like
Uncanny Valley.
It's the real person. Yeah, not even uncanny, man. It was low quality. And
kind of like Neo in The Matrix Reloaded, where he's fighting the Smith and he does that slow motion spin, and he looks fucking cartoony as hell.
Yes. And I swear to God, at that point, I think they hit their budget limit.
Probably.
But I will say, though, the film was definitely watchable. Much more watchable than fucking Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel. And, other films, which I won't mention here.
I gotta tell you, man, that film was watchable. That was a watchable film. You sounded hyped, and then it's like, it's watchable.
No, I
get
okay,
you.
let me fucking rephrase since we did that. I gave it a solid B+.
Okay.
Like that for me, that's a real good rating. It hit all the right spots. It was a nice little filler in between Civil War and Infinity War.
Still no idea what you're talking about.
It explains how she got the blonde fucking hair. Okay. And also, well, that who I'm referring to is, of course, Natasha Romanoff, right?
Ring's giving his mini review of Black Widow since it recently just dropped for quote unquote free on Disney Plus, Joel. Because Joel said still no idea what you're talking about.
It's fair. He jumped in mid-process. I'm not good.
So he's just giving his mini review on that. We do that all the time on the Shoot the Shits. That's since we're technically a gaming channel, we don't do movie reviews outside of the podcast, but we try to do more in-depth game reviews and stuff.
Oh,
moving on.
Yeah.
So I lost my train of mind. I'm sorry. Basically, it was a real good film. It was more than definitely watchable. Solid B+. The post-credit scene was fucking great because it's part of the new phase. If you don't know, if you've seen it, you know who I'm talking about. And that particular character only has appeared in another show. So I'm excited on what things will happen.
Well, that's cool. I may check it out. I've kind of had my fill of Marvel for a bit after Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I loved, but I just kind of like, I'm gonna take a break from Marvel. So now that it's available on Disney Plus, I may check it out, especially if it's a solid B+. But if that wraps up your review, I actually want to segue or just fucking straight divert back into a more Halloween-y topic, because I mean that's why we're here, right? It's Halloween Shoot the Shit. And Val, I've actually been looking forward to this for a while, since you basically told me you were going to be doing this last week. Val is really big into creepypastas.
Yes.
She kind of told me what creepypastas were, because I'm old, okay? I don't know things that kids know. She explained to me what a creepypasta was. Basically, it was like an internet scary story. And after I divulged my scary story last week, of Asher with Shelley and Anthony Younger and whatnot, she wanted to, kind of tell some of hers. So I'm going to go ahead and give the floor to you, and I want to hear what you have to say.
Okay, so with this one, okay, so if y'all are not familiar, because I've talked a little bit about it on our previous streams or recordings of our Shoot the Shits, that I'm really into creepypasta, like as I said. But this one in particular, it kind of holds a special place in my heart because it actually almost caused violence upon me.
Fucking what?
So, yeah.
Caused violence upon you. Okay, I want to hear this.
Basically, a creepypasta, you can find them on YouTube, and it's pretty much like an audio book, like artists or writers write these books, and then particular YouTubers have told these stories. For example, Mr. Creepypasta, he's one of my favorite YouTubers who tells these creepy tales. Tells a story of Tales from the Gas Station, and the books are on Amazon or on audio. I use the Apple version of audio because it's on my phone.
You mean Audible?
Audible, or it's audio, or I don't know, whatever the Apple version is for it. But
Joel 56.
It is
said,
narrated by Mr. Creepypasta.
But Joe asked, well, which creepypasta is your favorite?
Okay, so this particular one, I would have to say is Accounts from a Lowly Broadcast Station. Mr. Creepypasta does read I don't want to say he's the main character because he's not. The main character name is Evelyn, and she is voiced by Autumn Ivy, and she's also on YouTube. I follow her on YouTube as well. But
send me a script. We'll do a reading. Can we do it?
No. Well, you have to get permissions and stuff like that from like the author of the stories. And stuff.
Wait, so we can't read these stories because we need permission?
No, you can't read them out. Like you have to. It's okay. So the author of the story is Wendingus, and they do the narrative. It's Autumn Ivy and Mr. Creepypasta, and I could send you the link. I could send you the video that I'm talking about. Okay. Well, so what got me into this, I had just started watching The Haunting of Hill House because I thought that series, which is on Netflix, I thought that series was the beginning of how The Haunting, which is a movie that was created in 1999, had Liam Neeson, Owen Wilson, Catherine Zeta Beta, whatever her last name is. She was in there. I was 10 when the movie came out. I fucking love that movie. I have a lot of favorite horror movies, so it's not really fair for me to just say which one's my favorite because I have a lot. But it's one of my favorites. I have a love for that movie, and it's not this because there is a lot of CGI in that movie, especially when the main ghost, we're gonna call him Ghost Daddy, because if you have to, if you haven't seen the movie, go watch the movie. Basically, it's children who died in that house because of working in the mills, and as well as the main guy, Ukraine, who pretty much kidnapped, kept the children in that house. Anyways, he's coming down from the ceiling. It's CGI. He's in ghost spirit. Ghost Daddy's trying to keep one of the guests or the test subjects in there because basically it's a group of people who went to this manor to be tested for the insomnia, but it was actually a fear test, and it turned out to be a haunted mansion, etc. So if you haven't seen it, go see it.
Sounds like the basis
on
for
Netflix.
Fucking Outlast.
Yeah, to me it's a good movie. I love it. One of my childhood favorites. Again, it's on Netflix too. It's called The Haunting. But so going back to Haunting of Hill House, I thought it was explaining how that house got haunted, but totally not what had not what I thought per se. It's a family trying to renovate this mansion so they can sell it, so they can build their own house. Shit happens to the kids, which causes them to have effects in their adult lives, and they have to do shit to make things right. So I'm just gonna call her the Shadow Lady because I don't want to reveal too much of the show. If you haven't seen it, it's been out since 2018. It's still on Netflix. I'm actually on my second watch through of this series too. So right when I started this series, I would, of course, go right to bed listening to creepypasta. When I was on this creepypasta, which is Counts from the Lonely Broadcast Station, there is series 1 and 2. they are formed as one, so you can listen to the whole thing all together. It's about almost 5 hours long if you have the time for that, or you can just break it down. So, as I was sleeping, the main character, Evelyn, was describing her dead friend in this story. So descriptive that it had woke myself up along with my kid's dad, and he had watched the show with me. So right when that part came up, he had woke up. He's like, "Who's that lady in the corner of the room?" And like he thought that there was someone in the room, but he thought it was me, and so I almost got punched because it was a weird horror-based thing. We both got woken up from it, and yeah, so violence almost happened. But this is such a good story. Going back to the creepypasta.
Remember when I told you that back in high school, me and Knobs went to a robotics competition and spent, shared the fucking hotel room, and for whatever reason, at fucking 3 a.m, he's creeping around the fucking room. It's pitch black, dark as hell. But it's bright lights coming in from the window because of the fact that the hotel was stationed right next to a very bright gas station with those super bright lights. And for whatever reason, it's like 3, 4 in the morning. I wake up, just look up in a daze, and I see this tall, because remember, he's a tall guy. Me and him are about the same height. He might be a little taller than me. So he's a fucking tall guy. I'm 6'2", so he might be 2.5, 6'3", and I just see this
made him
lanky...
sound like a robot.
Joel 56.
Version 6.0. I don't know.
Hash slinging slasher.
No, well, yeah, he's the hash slinging slasher. Slasher, he was fucking tall and lanky, Slender Man looking motherfucker. Before Slender Man even existed.
Tall, yes.
Yeah, real tall, lanky, slender, standing right in the fucking window, casting the silhouette. I start screaming in the middle of the night. I'm surprised that nobody else heard. There was another dude that was staying, because there was three students per room, so there was a third dude staying with us in the same room. I start screaming. I wake him up.
56.
He starts screaming, and he's like, "What's going on?" He quickly turns on the light. He's like, "What are y'all screaming?"
Than every member of ONA.
Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe, Joel. Maybe me and him. I haven't compared heights in a while. But I'm tall too, and last I remember, we're about the same height. So he may be a tiny bit taller than me, but
Hobbs is definitely taller than you.
Oh, what the fuck? Where'd you come from?
He's been here,
I've been here.
Yeah.
I've been here the whole time in your hearts.
Yeah.
You have not been here the whole time.
He's been here since Val was talking.
Yep. Well, I didn't see you. Fucking jump
I'm surprised. Usually you're like
situational awareness.
Now, I'm not saying that I'm taller than Hobbs. I'm just saying that he may.
Hobbs is taller than you. I've seen you next to
Joel
him. You are a
56.
tall fellow, though. I will give you that. But
I'm saying
Hobbs
I'm
is
taller than all y'all.
Anyway, welcome, Nick, to our
I'm
live
very
stream.
tired.
Well, sit back, relax, and just chill.
Play Legend of Zelda.
Chill.
I do have a few things to talk about.
Okay.
Not a lot, just a few. But once you guys are done, I know Val's in the middle of something.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, like this house on the Haunting of Hill House is.
Oh, that's such a good show. I'm sorry.
It's very creepy.
It's a good show.
It very much is. And then so you have that creepy ass show on this creepy ass creepypasta. Yeah, so violence could possibly have happened. But I didn't get violent. I didn't get hit or anything, but it came close to it. But I recommend listening to Accounts from the Lonely Broadcast Station because it's very.
Say that name again.
So,
I'm just gonna post it in the chat so people can see it.
Accounts from the Lonely Broadcast Station. And I don't mean that like in a bad way. I get tongue tied while saying it if I say it too fast. So yeah. So Accounts from the Lonely Broadcast Station.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure so anybody who is interested can see it.
It's fine. It's labeled from Mr. Creepypasta, but Autumn Ivy is on the thumbnail of the story, and she is in the description. So I would highly recommend that. I do have a list of my favorite creepypastas But if you want to know more about that or my opinions or just kind of need a starter which one to listen to or which one to listen to, just go ahead and leave a comment down below or in the chat, and I'll be happy to have that list for you, or give you another one, I guess.
Nice.
So yeah, that's it.
real quick, have you guys ever heard of the 2-sentence horror stories?
Is that when you write 2 sentences and someone else writes 2 sentences to come up with your own horror story?
No, not a continuation thing. It's just it's horror stories, entire horror stories in 2 sentences. I'll give you an example of the most famous one, or one of the most famous ones. The last man on Earth sat alone in a room. There was a knock at the door. That's a 2-sentence horror story. He's the last man on Earth, and then suddenly, who the fuck's knocking at the door? I personally, I used to read these all the time. There's thousands of them out there, and I love them. They're just 2-sentence horror stories, and they can be long sentences, but they're only 2 sentences. I'll give you another example. There was a picture in my phone of me sleeping. I live alone. Or how about, my sister says
Joel
that mommy
56
killed her. Mommy
said,
says I don't have a sister.
That reminds me of a meme. Joel
Or a
56
comic, rather.
said, or comic rather.
Joel says
Go
it reminds
on.
him of a meme. You hear your mom calling you into the kitchen. As you're heading down the stairs, you hear a whisper from the closet saying, "Don't go down there, honey. I heard it too." See, I like these. You never heard of these? And then nobody here?
No.
No.
I like them. I used to, when I used to work at Associates, I remembered that I used to like to read these and look them up, and I just thought it'd be something cool to bring up for the shoot the shit. I'll give you a few more. The last thing I saw on my alarm clock flashing 12:07 before she pushed her long rotting nails through my chest, her other hand muffling my screams. I sat bolt upright, relieved it was only a dream. But as I saw my alarm clock read 12:06, I heard my closet door creak open. I want to write one of these. I'm gonna come up with a short, a 2-sentence horror story for next shoot the shit. Which I'm actually also compiling a full length, well not full length, but like a short story, a short horror story for next week. But I'm also gonna come up with a 2-sentence one. I'll give you one more. I can't move, breathe, speak, or hear. And it's
Joel
so dark all the
56
time. If I
said,
knew it would be this lonely,
That was
I
more
would
than
have
2
been cremated
sentences.
instead. No, that one was separated with a comma, Joel. But anyway, so those are 2-sentence horror stories. I can link I'll link in the comments the website where I'm getting these from. I used to look them up and I really enjoyed them. But anyway, Nick, you said you wanted to have something to
Joel
bring
56 said,
Yes.
bullshit,
It didn't.
me. Said,
Fuck, why did I do that?
https://
I just put a fucking URL in the chat and it's fucking text-to-speech is
short
gonna...
hyphen
Yeah,
scary
here comes the
hyphen
text.
2 hyphen sentence hyphen horror
That's
hyphen
weird.
story
Here it
slash
comes.
question mark UTM underscore
the
source
hell
equal
was
sign
that?
Google ampersand UTM underscore medium equal sign
I'm
organic
sorry.
ampersand
What'd you
UTM
do?
underscore campaign equal
I have
sign
text to
organic.
speech enabled, so every time somebody says something in the chat, it comes out. So all I heard right now is a bunch of http:// dot space underscore.
Nice.
Anyway, it's done now. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, anyway,
Cough.
I picked up
Joel
Breath of the Wild,
56
and holy hell, everyone was
Also,
right.
check general.
This game's great.
Joel 56
God.
Fucking told you.
said,
Yep,
it's
good. It's
What's
so
the
good. It's like crack.
Zelda?
Yeah, Breath of the Wild.
That's not a Halloween
It's
game.
so you get
We don't
spooky.
care.
It gets a little spooky. It's nighttime right now and
Who gives
dark.
a shit? Who gives a shit? It's not holiday.
I give a
Joel
shit. Okay.
It's a
56
fucking great ass game.
Oh, yes.
It's a great game.
Wait,
It really
is that
is.
out?
So I recently picked back up Animal Crossing. So I'm.
I also a
back
little
up.
bit picked
Yes?
a little bit of that.
Mic off.
It was my birthday, so I went back and they were like, "Happy birthday," and I felt loved.
Yeah, my last save went with the Switch I used to have, so unfortunately I'm starting.
Valkyrie
to
Grinder
Oh, it's a shame.
said,
Yeah, it is.
Breath
Yeah.
of the Wild is out.
we just roll with it and we have our fun times, on this lovely island paradise, paying off our
Espionage
debts.
DB7.
Oh, paying off my debt.
Yeah.
It's been out LOL.
But anyway, yeah, I picked up Breath of the Wild. It's been really fun. I've got 2 Divine Beasts down, 2 more to go. I want to get the camel one, but that Ganon's so fucking hard to beat. So, now I left and I
Joel
went to go ahead and,
56
bulk up
said,
and then come
I
back
thought
and beat
you
his
meant the
ass in.
second one.
So on
Joel
Breath of the Wild,
56
Yeah.
said,
a lot of the locations
Damn
that were
it.
in the previous games were all
Espionage
are
DB7.
in Hyrule.
And that's the
Yeah.
thing. I didn't
Off.
play those games.
No. Which you probably would want to at some point because they all have a big relevance in some form or fashion in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I mean that's what I've heard. But I mean, I my Zelda knowledge goes from Zelda 1, as I played a little bit of
Espionage
that,
DB7.
like on the 3DS, because it was
Said.
like on the Virtual Console.
These jokes can't
And
stay
then
on
I
Halloween
watched my
themes
cousins
expressionless face.
play
Espionage
fucking
DB7.
Ocarina of Time.
Yes,
Said.
Ocarina of Time has a big influence on
But
Breath of
I'm
the Wild.
writing
yes.
another
Yeah, I
horror
watched them
story
play a little bit of that,
revealed next week.
and the other 64 games. So yeah, never really gotten Zelda, never really cared about
DB7.
Zelda, but picked up this
Said.
game because they had some coupons.
It'll be a good
Picked
one.
up for like $16.
I may try
And
to
damn,
have
dude,
it published.
This game's amazing. It's so
Valkyrie
fun,
grind.
and there's so much to do.
Said,
Yeah.
And I want to pick
I'm
up
not a part of
Metroid
that.
Dread. I really
Valkyrie
fucking do. It
grind.
looks so fun. I love Metroid
Said.
games, but I also
Sure.
don't want to put something in the
Joel
way of me
56.
playing more Zelda.
said,
So,
spooky.
Ocarina of Time, there's a lot of
Espionage
landmarks that are
DB7.
found inside the
Said.
world that are
I didn't
directly
say
from
joke that.
Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
There are some landmarks which are referenced from what was it? Wind Waker, which is
Joel
pretty fucking
56
cool.
said, could you like
And also, of
Joel
course,
56
the Skyward Sword
Said.
is also referenced as well.
cut them off or
Oh my
something?
God.
You can find
Ring, shut up.
Espionage
the
DB7.
temple that is
Said.
found at in
I'm gonna
that
try
game.
to
Temple of
outdo my
Time?
disappearance
No.
of Anthony
No, that is
Hunter's
there.
story.
Ring.
What?
I was told to cut you off.
Well, I'm going
Why?
anyways. The other temple is the hidden temple that's found.
Yo, all
Where-
these dragons, though. Sorry.
Yeah, the dragon's
Valkyrie
pretty cool.
grinder.
Yeah, like I
Said.
just found the fire dragon
Also,
recently, and I'm
your
like, yo, what
English
is
is kind
this
of messed up,
beast?
creepy
It becomes
pasta
relevant
that I
at
like.
some point, and I have
It's
yet
called
to
Mrs.
encounter
Wilson's
that. And I haven't
Oh,
Homemade
played it.
awesome! I can't wait. I did free a dragon,
Joel
the
56
ice dragon.
Mhm.
said,
Yeah, I found him,
You
and he's like all
fancy.
covered in Ganon goop.
I will say that Herox's, the giant fucking trolls,
Yeah,
are pretty fucking easy to kill.
they're super easy to kill. You just get on your fucking horse and beat their shit in.
Yeah, the stone golems are pretty difficult if you're not careful with your timing on how you're doing things.
Yeah.
Joel 56
But you can get around them pretty well.
said,
You will
I
fucking
like the
hate
toy maker creepy pasta.
the centaur like
Valkyrie
Dude,
grinder
That's what I've been told.
said,
I've been
They
told those are
fucking suck.
monsters.
You're sensitive
Lynels,
to
they're
baby
called
vets.
Lynels.
Lionels, yes, I've been told
Yeah.
they're horrible.
Valkyrie
God.
grinder.
18 one-shot you.
Said.
They're really fucking powerful.
Same with Tommy
Yeah.
Taffy.
I mean, that's nothing new.
Valkyrie
Val,
grinder
that ain't no
Lionel-
baby.
said,
When Lionels were in
Oh,
other games,
that's a messed up
they were-
Which
game.
one?
they were pretty fucking
Because
Valkyrie grinder.
Mrs.
Really?
Wilson's jam.
One
That's really
asterisk.
fucked up and same
rude
with
and shit.
Joel
I don't know what they're talking
Taffy.
about.
Conversation.
Said.
What's going
I
on?
have
here?
no idea what they're
Jason,
talking
the toy
about.
maker.
They said there
I
ain't
know,
no
I
baby,
think.
and it was strange.
Yeah, but I'm about to interrupt the stream with putting my own stream here just to have a conversation ongoing and stuff like that.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I'm really enjoying Breath of the Wild. It's really fun, and yeah,
Really fun. Yeah,
I'm enjoying it. And then I really want to pick up Metroid Dread, though. That game looks so sick.
dude, just do it anyways. Because Metroid 4 is a long ways away.
I mean, I never played the Prime games, so I'm not like super into those. I don't have to wait for it.
Prime
as,
was fun.
like, everyone. I hear they're great.
They're
I hear
they're definitely one of those
Yeah,
good play kind of.
yeah. But again, I'm not there.
Not there.
I do want to play Dread though. I love the 2D Metroid games, so I might get
do.
that soon.
I do aim the day for Donovan because I know he's a Metroid nerd.
I love Super Metroid. Super Metroid's
Yeah.
a jam.
Joel
Yeah, he's been playing.
56
He was playing that. He basically knows
Said.
every secret in the fucking game and just
Bruh.
clears them like days.
Yeah, I don't know. So maybe there'll be a Nick stream of Super Metroid. Who knows? I
Yeah.
doubt. maybe though.
Well, it'd be the first in a long time since Carrion that
Say-
you had your own stream.
God, Karen
Valkyrie
was such a
Grinder.
good stream. It was the highest rated
Said.
stream ever. It wasn't.
Have you listened to Jeff the Serial Killer?
It was fun, but
Valkyrie
It was
Grinder
fun.
like
said.
I feel like
Yeah,
Metroid has the
Pretty
same.
good.
Apparently, I only
Valkyrie
stream
Grinder.
Metroid games.
Said.
Metroidvanias.
Old
That's
but
my
good.
jam.
Joel 56.
Nick, you're a horror person.
Said.
Don't you have anything horror related
Everybody
to talk about?
has.
Oh, you want me to talk about horror movies?
Horror anything? Come on.
Anyway, this is horror right now. No, I'm just kidding.
Horror.
Haha. Ho ho. I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Enough about. Yes.
I played a game yesterday where I'm investigating the murder of a whore.
Night. Wow, that's good. Wow, dude. She's a lady of the night. Okay?
I'm serious.
Come on.
Yeah,
Come on
she's
now.
Lady of the Night doing exercise.
No, there is a horror movie I want to go see. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't really give you a lot. But it looks pretty cool. It's called Lamb, and it's about like a mutant lamb humanoid.
The fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like one of those A24 films, so you know it's kind of artsy fartsy. But I really want to see it. Sounds fun.
Yeah, they make.
Oh, also, this is for
Joel
Obs.
56.
I told Obs about this today. We got tickets.
I died.
Next month, they're showing the Godzilla movies, fucking in
Joel
4K at the
56.
Draft House.
Said.
Oh,
Me and
nice.
Obs got tickets to
I
go
don't
see
think
Shin
we should give
Godzilla,
prostitutes
and I
nicer names.
believe a double feature
Joel
of
56.
Godzilla Returns
Said.
and Godzilla
It's
versus
not a respectable
Valorante.
profession.
Violente.
Yes. So that's gonna be fun. In 4K.
Joe says, I don't think
Ooh.
we should give prostitutes nicer names. It's not a respectable profession.
No, that's not a respectful profession.
Prostitutes.
You know how hard it is to suck a dick? Probably very, because I've never done it.
I was about to say. I was about to say.
Exactly. So I would assume pretty hard.
We have OnlyFans, just to remind you that.
We
Oh,
don't.
we
well,
do.
well, we do, but we don't, because I
Did
gave
you not-
the keys to Nick, and he hasn't done anything with it.
Do you want me to do something with it?
I thought
That's
you
weird.
were. I thought you were.
Oh, what do you want me to do with it?
I don't know.
It sounds scary.
Post Rule 34 pictures of characters in every single game we play.
Why do I have to draw?
I,
Joel
Or do you want me to
56.
steal content?
Yeah, it's
Said.
I'm not gonna steal
No
content.
fucking
We
way.
can get money off that.
I don't know. I was just kidding. Like,
Are you though?
well,
I'm
I
just trying
don't
to
know.
talk about Zelda and Metroid. I mean, you had to make it filthy.
I didn't make it filthy. I'm posting what Joel said. Joel's the one that made that comment about.
You read it.
56.
You read the comment. You could have chose
Said.
not to.
Put your feet on a.
Yeah, think about that, sir.
Put your feet on. Put your feet on.
Joel 56. Said.
On OnlyFans.
Oh.
You'll get all
I
kinds
meant
of money.
Yeah. You'll get all kinds of money. Not my feet. I have 7 toes on one foot.
I have nice feet.
It's
Not great feet, but they're nice. What?
Oddities Gaming feet tier list coming next week. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Let's not do that.
Fucking no. Hell no.
Oh my god. Why are you talking about this?
I don't know. He's the one who's making these gross
Joel
comments.
is the one that brought this shit up.
Joel,
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
blame it on Joel.
He's
Blame
the
it
one that
on
said
the
to
child.
post feet.
You would be surprised.
I
Yeah,
did not
okay.
say posting feet.
I didn't say you said. I said just.
You're,
Jeez,
you're calling in
I
the
know.
office.
I didn't
Jeez,
say.
I was trying to talk about video games on our video game podcast, but I guess we're talking about feet now.
Okay, you want to talk about video games? I got something to talk about regarding video games.
Talk
okay?
about video games.
Here we go.
What's grinding your gears?
I'll tell you. So
Yo, did
here.
you see the Switch OLED's out?
No, shut up.
Who's gonna get that? Who's
Not-
gonna get the OLED?
Not me. I don't care to. I don't need
It
it.
looks kind of. Yeah, it's kind of. If I had like extra money, I might
Joel
get it.
56.
It looks neat though.
If I
Said.
do get anything, it'll be the
I
Steam
brought up
Deck.
the fact that we shouldn't
I
give
think that's
prostitutes
No, what?
last names.
The Steam Deck.
Whoa, you
Deck.
want that Steam
Okay.
Deck?
Yeah, the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Deck.
Joel
I'm sure you're
56.
getting all steamy about that deck.
Said.
I didn't say the.
And then it was
Whatever.
revealed
No one
OG
said
has
it,
a
I'm just saying
fucking
dick.
OnlyFans.
Anyway, look here. Listen. So I had an experience yesterday that fucking boiled my blood.
Uh-huh.
It was with Ubisoft.
Really grinded your gears.
It broke my gears. Okay, it just fucking ground them up. So I have a Ubisoft account that's associated with an email address that I haven't had access to in years.
Wait, is this the thing where you're like, fuck Ubisoft?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
This
I'm
is why I
interested in
said.
what this is about.
That's why I said fuck Ubisoft yesterday in the main
I was
chat.
like, someone doesn't like Assassin's Creed.
So I don't have that many Ubisoft games in my Steam library, but there's a few. I have the Division, I have Uno, I have the South Park
Uno.
Stick of Truth, and the other one, and Assassin's Creed 2. But anyway, so I was trying to log in for some reason to my Ubisoft account. I have not had problem up until this point because even though I no longer have access to this email, I do know what the password is. So I've been able to log in just fine without issue. Yesterday, for some reason, I'm not going to get into why, but I decided I needed to log into my Ubisoft account. And I get a message that says,
Joel56
it's required that you change your password.
The South Park games are Ubi.
There was a breach recently, so for your safety, please change your password. Type in your email address so we can send you a change password link. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So obviously I can't do that. I kept trying, like I refreshed, I tried maybe using an incognito window, anything I could to try to get around that. But every time that I tried to log in, it tells me change your password. It wouldn't let me in no matter what. So I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm going to do chat support with Ubisoft. So I chat into
sounds
them.
like fun.
Yeah, and keep in mind that I know this profession very, very well because I work in a pretty big company that does chat support, tech support, stuff like that. And I've had to deal with that. So I start the chat, I post my problems, it's an email that I no longer have access to, and I know the password, yada, yada, yada. So I get the answer. I'm going to read some of the transcript here because I saved it.
Damn.
So, thank you.
Someone had a bad night.
Thank you for contact. And you know what? Obviously it's not the full name that it posts, but I'm gonna put this fucking person on blast because.
Well, are you gonna put Jake on blast?
No, not Jake from State Farm. He's cool. But anyway.
Joel56
thank you for.
Do you have State Farm?
Said.
No.
I thought you were an insurance broker.
You need to talk to Jake.
I used to be an insurance broker, but now I work for an entertainment company. I've been working for an entertainment company for
an adult entertainment company.
Not an adult. I don't fucking work for a porn. God damn it.
Hey, what you do on your time?
A little site you might know as the Hub.
Can I get into this? Thank you for contacting Ubisoft account support. Please give me a moment to review your case. In the meantime, feel free to add any additional information that may pertain to your issues, and I will be with you shortly.
Joel56.
And I said, okay.
Said.
And then after that,
why not?
She goes, hey, I'm Ubi Sarah. Hope you are doing well. Please wait a moment while I review your case. I'm like, didn't she just kind of say that? But whatever. And my response was, oh goodness, they make you add Ubi to your name? ? LOL, I'm just messing with you. Nice to meet you, Sarah. I'm doing well. And she goes, she didn't even respond anything. Just completely robotic.
Joel56.
That was a robot.
Thanks to verifying to verify ownership, I need a Steam purchase receipt. Before we move forward with your request, I'll need to verify ownership of the Ubisoft account. And then she posted this long string of instructions on where to go to my Steam account and where to get like a receipt with information that she can use to verify. And she gives me like a link, and I said, okay, give me a moment. So I try to do this, and I don't know. I don't remember exactly which games that I have are Ubisoft and which are not. So I asked her, is there a way I can filter which games I have that are Ubisoft games? And she goes, just no. So I'm like, okay, fuck. So I look up the publisher Ubisoft on Steam, and I go through and I see what games I have. And I see I have South Park The Stick of Truth. And I upload a screenshot of South Park The Stick of Truth, the invoice, just like she said. And I said, does this work? And it says, your file has been successfully uploaded. I said, this is South Park The Stick of Truth. I don't have a receipt for Uno because that was gifted to me. Actually, Val gifted that to me. And then she goes,
thanks, Val.
Yes. She goes, okay, the provided receipt has no transaction ID, which I don't know why the fuck it didn't, but it didn't. She goes, provided receipt has no transaction ID. I'm unable to verify on that. Can you please provide a receipt for Honor? Bundle WW Digital Steam Starter Edition, and she even said giveaway, Starter Edition giveaway. And I said, give me a second, let me check. And I could not find the receipt. She goes, oh, and please provide a full screenshot of your screen without editing or cropping. I had used the little snip tool to just cut out the receipt. She said she wanted the whole window, so I'm like, okay, fine. And I told her I can't seem to find a For Honor receipt in my list, even though it is a game I own. But I did manage to find a receipt for the Division, and this one does have a transaction ID. Does that suffice? But the problem is that this was actually the Division, a receipt that I bought for the Division, but it was a gift. It was when I gifted it to, I think it was actually you, Ring, and I said it had the transaction ID and all of that. And she goes, I need a receipt from your account, espionagedb7@gmail.com. The provided image is not valid. And I said, what do you mean? This is and always has been the account I use. This is the one I have Uno on. This is the one I have For Honor on. I do not know why I'm not seeing a receipt for those other games, but this is my account. I don't have any other Steam accounts. The only other email address that I've ever used was espionagedb7@satx.rr.com, which no longer exists, and I never had a Steam account associated with that email. And she goes, to verify ownership, we need to verify receipts. The provided images has incorrect transaction IDs. Can you please look for a receipt for For Honor or Tom Clancy's The Division? Which, again, keep in mind, I had just sent her a receipt for The Division. And then she goes, please understand, we take account security very seriously, and to proceed with your request, we will need to verify ownership of the account. As such, we will need receipts of the games. So I said, I understand, but how can I send you those receipts if they're not showing up here on the list? And I did send you a receipt for Tom Clancy's, but give me a second, let me see if I can come up with something. And she said, okay. I said, if I recall correctly, For Honor had an event where it was being given away, like a free weekend or something. I didn't have to purchase it, ergo that's why I don't have a receipt. And she goes, okay, if you're getting trouble finding receipts, please have a word with Stream support and get back to us with a valid receipt. We will happily assist you. Is there anything else I can do for you? And at that point I said, hang on, wait. I see the reason that I don't have a receipt for the Division.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, because she was already ready to fucking cut the chat off. I'm like, fuck you. Wait, give me just a goddamn minute here. I said, I see the reason I don't have a receipt for the Division either. That one was gifted to me. And I said, it was a gift sent on Sunday, June 24th, 2018. And I uploaded a screenshot of the email address that I have not cropped the whole fucking window, where it showed that you have received a screenshot of a gift of the Division. I figure they should be able to correlate the dates and realize that, okay, yes, the date matches, the game matches, the email address matches. I figured that would be enough. And then I go, like, she said, I'm sorry, that does not suffice. And I go, this is not about finding or not finding a valid receipt. Most of these games were gifts, which is why I don't have a receipt, and I have proof of that. The same thing with Uno. Here you can see is the gift that I received with Uno. Uno was gifted to me Friday, May 1st, 2020. Again, no receipt. And then again, she just repeated, just fucking copy paste.
I think you're trying to a robot, dude.
Well, I don't think so, because there were certain things that it would say, but I mean, AIs can be pretty advanced. But she goes, okay, well, if you're having trouble locating receipts, please have a word with Steam support and get back to us with a valid receipt. We will assist you further. If you receive the game as a gift, and so this is why I didn't think that it was a robot, because she goes, if you receive the game as a gift, you can find your receipt under View Licenses and Product Key Activities. And I said, okay, one moment. And she says, thank you. So I look, and I was able to pull up the licenses and product key activations, but I couldn't click on it to pull up transaction details or anything. So I took a screenshot of the Steam and I highlighted the Division, and I said, this is what it shows me when I click on View Licenses and Product Key Activations, and it even says it on the top. And I said, it doesn't let me click to show any further information. Same thing with For Honor. It shows it was a complimentary, just as I indicated, received August 25th, 2018. And then she goes, the below image has an image. The below is an image reference of what I need, which she had already sent me. And again, she put, please understand, we take account security very seriously. And then this.
And that's where it sounds robotic.
Yeah, we will not be able to provide any account information. Blah blah blah. We will need to see the receipt of the game. And I said, I've done exactly what you asked. This is under the View Licenses and Product Key Activations area. There's no other information it's providing me. That's not my fault. I've jumped through every hoop to give you everything that you need. And then once again, she goes, like, right here, she just fucking cut me off. She goes, as there appears to be no other issues I can help you with, I will end the chat for you now. Please reach back in case of any further issues. Thank you.
She was like, fuck you.
And I said, this has been an absolutely ridiculous experience. I verified everything you asked and then some. I jumped through every hoop, followed your instructions, but because of some inconsequential happenstance, you're not helping me. I know my password. Your site prevents me from logging in. And another thing, one of the reasons I don't have many Ubisoft games is because they suck, and that's why I've never bought one on my own. I got mad at that point. And then I said, thank you. I hope the rest of your day is as pleasant as you have been. And then she goes, before cutting off the chat, she goes, I apologize for the inconvenience. We take account of security very seriously. Please get back to us with a valid receipt and we'll be happy to assist you further. Ubi Sarah has ended the chat.
Damn. Ubi Sarah told you, fuck you.
Joel56 said,
I told her, fuck you too, basically.
Malding.
Oh no. I think Ubi Sarah got the last word.
Well, I mean, seriously though, I mean, I followed every bit of her instructions. I don't have receipts because most of the games were gifted to me. I gave her a receipt for the Tom Clancy's The Division with a transaction ID. She said, no, it can't be a gift that you give somebody else. It has to be a receipt for your own thing. And I'm like, look, here's a screenshot of it.
It's still who you bought for somebody.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking, but none of it was valid. So she basically pawned me off on Steam support that I have to somehow get a receipt with a transaction ID from them. And at that point, I'm kind of like, you know what? Fuck it. Maybe I'll just never play another Ubisoft again and be better off for it.
But what were you doing? Assassin's Creed?
I haven't played an Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed.
What will you do when Assassin's Creed Half-Life comes out?
Shut the fuck up.
First off,
Gordon in the Animus?
Fuck
Gordon in the Animus.
That's it. Just fuck Ubisoft in general.
It's funny.
There.
I agree.
They're honestly, their customer service fucking sucks.
Yeah,
and
man.
And their DRM is fucking shit. So.
And like I told
you know
her,
who else has bad customer service? Yeah, I get to do one of these.
Okay.
I get to do one of these now. Tiff's Treats.
I thought you were gonna say. I thought there was something you were gonna.
Way.
Yeah, they do. Because, well, okay.
Go ahead.
It's partially my fault as well. But also, fuck them. So anyway, I got this coupon in the mail for 50% off your cookie order. So I was like, oh, cool. I'll buy cookies for the office at work because I enjoy where I work. And I'll buy cookies. I'm a nice coworker. People like me. Anyway, so I'll buy cookies, whatever. And it's cookies, and it's like a little package, like, oh, cookies, and you can get like ice cream, and blah, blah. The packages do cost more. But anyway, I got the one like frosting. So it was like $22 for a dozen cookies and the frosting. So put in the coupon code. Boom. $9 off. And I'm like, wait, what? It should be 11. Whatever. I already put it in. I'm already here. I already committed. And then I'm like, fuck. Well, I guess, whatever. Anyway, get the cookies. And I'm like, man, that's not right. So I fucking email them. Like, just, hey, I got this 50% off coupon thing, and only got $9 off. And they were like, oh, yeah, that's only for the cookies, not any additional things. And I was like, I mean, well, it was part of a package. It wasn't like I ordered separate. It's only for the cookies. If you can provide screenshots, I'll tell you, like, okay, here you go. Yeah, this is correct. And then I was like, well, yeah, you could see where I could make the mistake. Like, it was a package deal. It wasn't like an extra thing added on. No response. We're done here. They said nothing after that. Fuck them.
On.
It was chat?
No, it was an email. I emailed them.
That's right, email.
No. And that was it. They just left it at that. They didn't even say anything after that. I was like, oh, well, you can see where I can make the mistake. Nothing. They just left me there. I was like, okay, well, fuck you too, I guess. Fuck my $2.
Fuck
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get my own in there. It was my fault for not reading.
I will tell you
56
that I've actually, where I work, and I won't.
So let's talk about the new Halloween movie coming out.
What?
Joe says let's talk about the new Halloween movie that's coming out. But before
no, we're talking about bad customer service.
Before that,
that's a true horror.
That's a true horror. I will say I actually have gotten in not big trouble, but minor, like just talkings to by like managers and stuff
in Little China
because of the fact that I've been
Joel
too
56
courteous to customers and have overextended myself with
you're that angry about $2
and stuff. Joe says, "Are you that angry about $2?" It's the principle.
Yeah, dude.
It's the principle.
It's the principle that matters. Frosting costs $2. Frosting costs $4.
Frosting costs
Make your own.
Exactly.
Anybody else? It's horror stories. Who else has a customer service horror story?
I do.
Go ahead. Oh, and not the yellowfin one. Not the yellowfin.
Mic off.
I was gonna say Dunkin' Donuts, but
Joel
okay.
56.
I got an update, y'all. I got an
It's
update.
$2.
Speaking of yellowfish, I ordered some like a week ago, and my door was cracked open, and it says like when you order delivery, it tells you around the time where when to expect your delivery. So I was like, okay, but my door was cracked open because I had just came home for something. I don't know, it wasn't closed all the way. And I go to open my door and I see this motherfucker about to hang my sushi order on my damn hook. I was like, don't do that.
Why don't you put a sign, a post-it note that says, "Do not hang food on hook"? Just
because I was also going to take down my fucking wreath. Like y'all suggested, but I was like,
well, don't take down the wreath. Just put a sign that says "Do not hang food on hook" or something. I mean, that way, if they do it, then set up like a fucking hidden camera and like fucking make them viral on YouTube. You know, for doing shit.
That's just mean. That's just ridiculous.
I'm just saying, like I startled him. That's my thing. And I was like, old man, because like I've seen him before.
Did you jump scare him?
No, I opened my door. I was like, "Don't do that." That's what I said. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
He's like, "Oh, okay. Have a good day." I was like, "Oh, man,
don't you ever do it again."
Said.
Don't you ever fucking do that again, old man.
Joel says food is not a Dead by Daylight survivor. I don't even know what he's supposed to mean by that. I mean,
exactly.
Technically, aren't there any killers that eat their victims? Yeah, the hillbilly. He's cannibal, isn't he?
I was gonna say Demigorgon, but
there you go.
You've died plenty of times in that game to know that you don't get eat.
You don't get eaten, but they can.
You become a hooker.
But you can potentially be eaten. Therefore,
you're sacrificed to the
You
entity.
don't, but then survivors are food. That's what I'm saying. Because Joel said food is not a Dead by Daylight survivor. I disagree.
56
I contradict that statement.
Said.
The hag. See, the hag eats people, I guess. So there you go.
She just
Therefore,
eats
people
the dripping blood of her.
So food are survivors.
Okay, first off,
now you listen,
they don't go munch. You're about to.
Oh, this got real.
Standing up for myself. Anyways,
I know she used to be all timid.
We here at Odds and Ends, Damien, do not.
Now she ain't no baby.
We don't condone violence, just only violence in our video games.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Joel 56.
Well, I was gonna say Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, so
Dunkin' Donuts.
I don't know if it's just me, but actually, I'm gonna say it's not just me because going off of y'all's customer
Joel
service
56.
experience, customer service these days
I condone
are
violence.
shit. Seriously, I go to Dunkin' Donuts, and before I found my new coffee shop.
What's your new coffee shop? Tell us so the people can meet you.
Brevity.
Brevity. Where's that at?
Well, my location's off of Keebner and Babcock.
Nice.
And the lines, it's super long, but they're super quick. So I'm not waiting a long time for my order. Like when I do at Dunkin' Donuts and I have to wait there about 5 minutes and then I have to say hello. Oh, we'll be right with you. Bitch, why couldn't you say, hey, I'll be right with you when I pull up? Because I know you get a little notification when somebody pulls up to your speaker.
Yeah, you get a little ding.
Yeah, and then not only does that, like, grind my jimmies because I'm not knowing if they can hear me or, their lack of saying, hey, just a minute. When I went in there in person, it's like, what do you want? First off, hi, how are you? And suck a dick. I would like some donut holes. Yeah, no, it's just like when normally when you go into a restaurant or some type of business that serves you, okay, first off, you knew what you're getting into when you got hired, when you agreed to take the job. You know you have to be presentable. Yes, you can have a shitty day, but it's not the customer's fault that your day is fucked. I mean, unless you do get someone who's a true dick, But when I go in, I treat people the way I want to be treated. I normally say, hey, how's it going? Can I please get this or whatever? No rush. Take your time. I'm here. I just didn't want to wait half an hour in line for the drive-thru.
I get that.
Oh, my almonds. Oh.
What?
Anyways, my candy-coated almonds fell on the floor. It's like, but the last time I went in there, it's like, what do you want? Well, bitch, I want donuts. That's what I want. Like, can I have some donut holes and please and thank you? And is that all? Yeah, that's all I want. Like 10 donut holes, like $3. But still, like, customer service, there's not. It's just terrible these days. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm a burden. I just, I'm trying to give you business so you can keep a job too. Like y'all, you would think that if you rely on people to come to your location, you would be a little bit more appreciative. I mean, I get it. You get your busy days, but I don't know. Service sucks. It's not Dunkin' Donuts is not the only location that have to deal with this.
My God.
Sorry. Whataburgers let me down. Yes, I know.
Hold your tongue.
No. I tried to hold back. I've tried different locations. I don't know
to God,
what part of.
Never had any customer service issues.
When I say Texas toast,
Joel 56,
and I ask you, hey, is that on Texas toast? Yeah. Are both meals
Until I
water
go
size?
out of
Yeah.
state.
Are both teas sweet tea? Yeah.
We're in Texas, Joel.
Texas,
Okay.
hell yeah. America.
Merc.
Sorry.
Go on, Bill. Go on.
Sorry, I got distracted
Joel
with the chat.
56
When I
said,
verify
Wisconsin
and you
is
tell me
like
yes
a
on my
magical
order,
place
I
where
expect it to be
everybody
correct
is
because I'm
nice,
believing that you're
but
doing
then
your
I
job.
go to, like,
Yeah.
Every time,
Minnesota,
and I have
and
changed
everybody
different
becomes
locations.
a total prick.
And I even gave Whataburger a chance after I got food poisoning from Whataburger. So don't go to the one on Bender and Huber
Food
because that
poisoning
one.
from Whataburger.
Yeah,
I've never.
mushroom. Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Mhm.
That's
Interesting.
Yep.
I had Taco Bell today, and I feel fine.
Okay, we'll talk. It depends.
Well, you know what? I'm tired of people saying Taco Bell gives you diarrhea.
Thank you.
You know what?
Thank
You're just
you.
weak. You're
Thank
just
you.
weak, and it
So what you're saying is Taco Bell is inherently terrible, but the only reason why you did sit like that is because your stomach is just not up to the task because it's so fucking bad.
Look, if you can't handle it,
you're weak.
No, it's
and
fucking bad.
Taco Bell
It shouldn't do that unless there's just it's made so fucking bad. You cannot win this fucking argument.
Taco Bell
Just because
is
you
here to
say I can't
weed
win
out. Is here to weed out the weak.
from the
Joe,
It
chat.
is an
the
intentional
strong.
poison spread upon the
Sir.
masses. Okay.
Is
Honestly,
it good? Is
I
it good
agree.
Mexican food?
No.
God no. No. We never said that.
56.
We're not going there at
Said,
2 a.m. ordering a
you can
burrito thinking we're getting
handle
fine
Taco Bell
fucking
food.
cuisine.
You have
But you know what we are?
It's
We're weeding
cheap
out the fucking weak.
and it's
We're getting
accessible.
fed, and we're getting fat.
Joe agrees. If you can't handle Taco Bell food, you have a weak bloodline.
Yep, and you should be purged.
Well, I didn't go that far.
I'm just kidding. I'm just.
Wow.
The cheese must be maintained.
That's how they're gonna settle it.
Pure.
They're gonna line
Pure
people
Taco
up
Bell.
for a Taco Bell and churrito, and like if you can't handle it, like take him to the camp.
It must be purified.
God, this is getting like darker than
Joel
it should.
56.
Anyway,
Do I need to start
I'm
ranting?
sorry. I don't know what we're doing with that. Anyway, so with Whataburger though, I gotta admit, it's been not a long time. The one I go to is like a kind of out of work. It's by North Star. Going further north, so I understand why it's better. But there's also one right here in the hood, and they seem to be okay.
In the hood.
But a lot of times I order through the app, and I just put in what I want. And now the app got updated, so I can finally put it in half and half tea. I'm super happy about that. Actually, it's pretty nice. Anywho,
You know what?
So-
Whataburger never disappointed me.
what?
The one on General McMullen.
That's the one I. That's the one in the hood. That's the one.
That's
Yeah.
the one he lives by.
Yeah.
That's the
That's
one
what I
that
live by.
I used to go
Yeah.
to.
Now we know what we're doing. We know
So-
we have
so
that
Val-
one water. We only get that one Whataburger, and if we fuck it up, we don't get another one. So we gotta be good.
Did you ever notice how in that neighborhood area, which there's like no Taco Bells whatsoever?
There is a Taco Bell down the road
Kennedy.
in General McMullen. Yeah,
Right down by Kennedy.
Kennedy doesn't count.
It's down there. It's not that
it's down the
far.
fucking road.
Kennedy doesn't count.
Kennedy's actually worse.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like
it
a
doesn't
worse off
count.
area. What do you mean it doesn't count? You say there's nothing in
What?
that
Count
area.
as what? Count as the world?
Jeez, Louise, Batman.
It's
What do you mean it doesn't
literally on
count?
the
What is-
same street, man. Just past
It's
HEB
just
and
further
Castle.
Look,
I don't know what you're talking about.
it is so bad that you lose your sense of taste.
No, and then
That's
not
what
only
happens.
that, but
Apparently
if
lose
you
your sense
go,
of direction too.
S obviously lost his sense of taste because he's saying it's not that bad. So obviously it did his job.
That was
you know,
due to
it's
COVID.
his well-being.
Again, I'm not saying it's good.
Joel 56
I'm saying it does its job,
said,
and I'm
"Could we
saying
all agree
it
that
doesn't give you
Chipotle is
diarrhea.
overrated?"
I've never had
No one on
Chipotle.
Wurzbach doesn't either.
I've never had Chipotle. Joel said,
Freeburg's better.
can we all agree that Chipotle is overrated?
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
I like Freebirds.
I say
don't know if
Taco
it's a
Cabana.
Texas
Yes,
thing.
Dick. Woo.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a Texas thing or not, but I like Freebirds a lot. That's a
I prefer
Chipotle-like
Freebirds.
thing.
Chipotle's ass.
Joel
Chipotle's ass.
56
No.
said,
And yeah,
"Chipotle sucks."
The Luby's over on Military. I went there. I don't know if it's just I had a bad meal, but I ordered like these chicken enchiladas. I think it was. Or it was like Southwest chicken enchiladas, and they just did not sit with me
Joel
well at all. I
56
thought it was gross. I think it was
said,
undercooked. This is
Like
ugly.
seriously,
The
I
Luby's at
prefer
Las
Taco
Palmas is
Bell
not
to
too bad.
Chipotle.
Oh, I
been there
love
in a
that,
while,
but yeah.
Yeah.
There used to be this old lady that
if you
told
would
me that she
excuse
was
me, all this talk about diarrhea makes me need to go to the bathroom.
okay.
We'll
Excuse
be here when
Well,
you get back.
I remember when I was working at the insurance firm that I used to work at, there was this old lady that used to come and pay her insurance bill each month, and she would tell me that I was the nicest person that she ever met, that I was always so good, I always helped her get good rates and this and that, and she told me, if you're ever in the neighborhood of the Luby's at Las Palmas, just come on in. I work Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. or something like that. And she said, when you come in, just, come to me, the cashier. I'll make sure you get a good big discount, at least half off your meal. And I was like, okay, but I never did. I never did for just whatever reason. But yeah, that's right. See, because I've been in customer service for 10 years, and my customer service is exemplary. I have a stellar record. As a matter of fact, I just achieved 2 months in a row of having perfect customer satisfaction surveys and
Joel
perfectly
56
quality scores from the
said,
higher ups. Because
"Hey,
I am a master.
remember when Monica called your company?"
Yes, I remember when Monica called my company. But that was the old company before I was working where I am now, which I cannot reveal where I'm working. They literally told us that they were not allowed to post on Facebook or whatever where we work.
Stop talking about it.
I'm just saying, that's why I call it the company. The company. But anyway, Val, you have anything else that you'd like to bring up?
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
Fucking customer service, get better. Damn it.
Hey, I had a turtle adventure today.
A turtle?
A turtle adventure. So
you started off slow?
no, a physical, literal turtle. The animal, the creature. So yesterday,
Joel 56
I was in
said,
my room doing some video
"Like
editing.
an unfortunate spaceman."
And
Joel 56
I get a call to the outside
said,
from a family member
"OMG."
that says, "Hey, can you come
Joel
out here?"
56
I said,
said,
"What?" And they said, "There's
"That's
a."
what we should play one of these days."
I want to play that. Yes, I want to play that. I actually linked that game to Val. Joel says we should play Unfortunate Spaceman, which is the one I told you, Val. That was kind of like the more graphically advanced version of Among Us. I want to play that. We'll play that at some point.
Is that a free game?
Yeah, I think it is. But anyway, back to the turtle. So I went
Joel
outside, and sure
56
enough, right in the middle of our yard,
said,
there was a fucking
"It's
turtle.
so good."
It was about the length of a football, a pretty, good-sized turtle. It was not a snapper, which I recognized right away. I was able
Joel
to pick it up,
56
and I was like,
said,
what are you doing here? Like, what?
completely free.
What is this turtle here? And they're like, well, what should we do with it? I was like, I don't know. There's this large field behind the back of our house. So I was like, well, I'm just going to put it in the back of the field, let it go wander somewhere else. I figured it looked like a domestic turtle. So I figured somebody probably had it as a pet and either lost it or they didn't want it anymore and they just let it go and it's wandering through the yards. So I opened the back gate to our fence. I wandered out into that field and I went up good maybe 12 feet out. and I put it down, and it like scurried away, and I came back, and I figured whatever. That was yesterday. So this morning, I'm outside. I was doing some shit with my car, and the neighbor lady, which we do not like. We've lived next to her for years, and she's a bit of a Karen. I really don't like that lady. While I'm messing with my car, she yells at me, "Hey!" And I turn and look, and I go, "Yes?" She goes, "There's a turtle in your backyard. You better get rid of it. It's gonna bite my dog." Like, what? There's a turtle.
Why is she looking in your backyard?
Well, I guess it's like, well, we have one of those mesh fences, you know, so you can see right through it.
Joel 56
And I was like, okay.
said,
So
a Karen.
yeah, she's
Joel
a Karen.
56
So I closed up
said,
the car.
aren't you like 40?
Nearing 40, but I'm not 40 yet. I'm 37. What does that have to do with anything? So she's a Karen. What if I'm a certain age, I can't call somebody Karen? Anyway, so I went to the backyard to see what the fuck she's talking about, and sure enough, right next to the fence, like right up on the edge of the fence, is the same turtle from yesterday. The same turtle.
Said,
and
he's
it's like
62.
Who the fuck said that? Who is that? Is that you, Val, or is that Obs?
Joel 56
Anyway, God damn it.
said, kinda.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Odds and Ends Gaming said he's like 62, so somebody under the Odds and Ends Gaming account said that. Probably Obs. But anyway, so I see the turtle right up on the fence, and the dog keeps putting his nose into it, like trying to scratch at it and lick
Joel
it and whatever.
56
And I'm like, you know, why the fuck is this my fault?
Definitely OBS.
So I pick up the turtle. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with it? I can go throw it further, but I don't know if it's gonna come back. Why is this my responsibility? So what I did is I put it in a bucket. I chopped up an apple in case it was probably hungry, so I chopped up an apple, put the apple in it, put some water in it in case it was thirsty or dehydrated or whatever. And I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do? So I figure, I guess for nothing else, because I've actually seen turtles swimming out there out in Elmendorf Lake by Our Lady of the Lake. I got dressed real quick, and I said, I'm gonna go put it in Elmendorf Lake. So I, put the bucket in my car and I drove to Elmendorf, and got out. And of course, there's people around everywhere.
Out there,
huh?
Go all the way up there.
Because I've seen turtles out there.
Oh, I like turtles.
Would you like it? Would you have liked the turtle pet? Because I could have given you one.
No, I don't want a turtle pet, but I like turtles.
Well, anyway, I drove out there, and sure, obviously it's Saturday, so there's people jogging, people fishing everywhere. I'm like, I hope none of these people like say, hey, why are you dumping a turtle here? Is that your pet? You can't do that or something. I didn't want anybody getting in my face, so whatever. I just tried to discreetly put the fucking turtle like at my side.
I like turtles.
And I kind of walked to a place where it was more or less deserted, or there weren't too many people. I put the turtle down, and it took right off into the water, and I wasn't even at the water's edge. I was a good 7-8 feet out from the water, but it took straight off into the water and just dove in and started swimming. And I said, I had named it Trip. I gave it the nickname Trip. So I said, see you later, Trip. Best of luck to you. And I drove home, and that was my turtle adventure.
Oh, you should have made a story.
A story?
Yeah, you could have turned that into a story.
Like a Facebook story? Or
just a random fucking story.
Well, didn't I just
I know,
tell
but
it?
Write it down and you're gonna publish it or something.
How? That's okay.
No, whatever, SB, just ruin my
I would
dreams.
have bought 7 copies of that.
That's not exactly, New York Times.
There was chills and thrills and love and loss.
Dude, you try to amp your friend to publish a story, and then he wants to.
Well, I have a real story coming next week, like a real actual story. So, that's coming. But yeah, this was just a turtle.
I liked it a bit.
Well, everybody, let's wish Trip good luck in his new home out in Elmendorf Lake. I didn't know whether to go to Elmendorf or Woodlawn. I figured Elmendorf probably.
Elmendorf probably would have been better.
Yeah, so that's where I went.
Yeah, I would have.
But anyway, so that's my turtle adventure, and that's pretty much all I've got. Anybody else got anything before we've been at this for almost an hour and a half.
Said,
that's pretty good.
New York Times
I like
just
these
called
live shoot the shit.
ESP.
Really fun. Look at Joel over there typing away.
New York Times.
I'm not looking.
New York Times just called. That's what he said.
Nice.
I like turtles.
Yes, quote unquote me.
Write me a story about a panda named Fred.
There was a panda
I said write it down.
who like to cling to every fucking thing there was.
No, I got one.
This Whataburger worker, or a guy who worked in a burger joint, was trying to throw it off of a
You
dumpster.
went far so.
Look, I got one. The last panda alone. The last panda on Earth sits alone. There's a knock on the door.
Wow.
There you go.
That sounds like
I'll
a good
check your
enough
DMs.
Oh, okay.
Someone slid into them.
thing. Anyway, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. For anyone who tuned in, which at the time is just Joe, we appreciate having you, Joe.
What
but
up,
if-
Joe?
Can I have that? I need that in my life.
What?
And then I'll get that and show up at the next get together. And I can start dancing to be the true jiggly panda.
I think we're gonna try to
Why
have the
not?
next get together on the 16th. If y'all, so we're gonna try to have the next get together on the 16th, I think. So, you know, make time for
It
that.
also has Animal Crossing proportions, so basically even better.
Anyway, thank you for
Yes.
tuning in. If you're watching after the
Joel
fact and you're new
56
here, welcome. And we hope that you
said,
enjoyed the show. Be
There
sure
once was
to
a panda named
subscribe.
Fred.
Click that
Fred was a
notification
total
icon.
embarrassment
The
and
fuck?
liked to hang out with his friends. But Fred trips and
Hold
falls,
on. Hold on.
hitting his head on a rock and
That's
suffering
sad
a
and
brain
depressing,
hemorrhage.
Joel.
Joel
You took my
56
happiness and just made me
said,
completely sad,
Fred was
jerk.
pronounced dead to the scene.
So I don't know if you guys have read it, but yeah, Joel just told a very depressing story.
Nice. I didn't read it. But it sounds fun.
But anyway, yeah, we're gonna call it here. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that notifications icon, that subscribe. If you follow us on Twitch, we appreciate it. If not, why
Joel
aren't you doing it?
56
Do it. We love you. You know you
said,
love us. Keep tuning in for the rest
that
of the
was the
month.
story
It's
of
only here
Fred.
that you'll find oddities and
Joel
entrails.
56
And settle down.
said,
Bye.
"Fell sideways."
Later, all. Bye, Joe.